Just one small positive thought in the morning can change your whole day. Life is a long lesson in humility, so keep smiling. From fashion, entertainment, health, sports, relationship, down to marriage, lifestyle, business, an infotainment show that brings you everything you ever wanted to catch. So meet me, Bake, on the Vybez show this and every Thursday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. on YouTube, Westline TV. Well, good evening to you all. This is the Vybez show. Tonight we are going to talk about a very interesting topic that I know most of you Ghanaians have been saying and asking to as well. There's been a worry or a concern when it comes to the movie industry in Ghana. Some say that there have been the movie industry has really come down. Some say it has actually caused the rise of short skits going on. Well, tonight I have with me great gentlemen who are in the system. I mean, we are into the movie industry and knows so much about it and can help us answer so many questions that we ask. I have with me the Actors Guild of Western Region, who is also the chairman, Mr. Prince Charles Edri, and also Bright Amegayi, who is the Film Directors Guild of Ghana, in short FDGG, and also the Western Regional Vice Chairman. I have also with me Kofi Asari from Hedy Brain Theatre House. He is the publicity manager. I have with them here with me in the studio, and we're going to have a great discussion. I know the questions that you've been asking, I'm sure we'll have lots of answers here. My name is Bake, and let's go for a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll get into the questions. Okay, welcome back from the break. As I said before we left, I have with me great gentlemen who are into the Ghana movie industry and know so many things when it comes to it, especially the questions that we do ask ourselves when it comes to the movie industry in Ghana. Hello, welcome gentlemen.
Thank you.
Okay, so there's been lots of questions that goes on recently because years back the movie industry in Ghana was doing very well. But now it looks like we don't really get to see much on our screens, and there's been a rise of short skits that goes on. That's what I think most of the time we see. Even our actors and the actresses that we used to see on our screens are now into the short skits, if I'm not wrong. So tonight we're going to talk about the rise of short skits, especially when it comes to the Ghana movie industry. We want to talk about why the rise of the short skits and the fate of the Ghana movie industry. Like how come that now it's like we don't really get to see more like we used to see years back. But first of all, let's talk about the movie industry. What is going on in the movie industry now in Ghana? Let me start with Mr. Prince Charles.
I thought since my director is here, I'll be there. Anyway, if you are to ask me about what is going on within the movie industry, I mean, it's a broader question, and I think, our presidents have always been saying that we are not in the normal times. Times that, the economy, when the economy is hard or the economy things are, ups and downs, it will definitely affect every industry or every institution. This is where we are. And our industry, it involves a lot of money
Okay.
to establish or come out with a movie. And this is, I'm always telling people that this is the only industry that employs more people within a twinkle of an eye. Because this is the only industry that when we go on set, even within a week, we'll be able to employ not less than 100 people. Within a week, we are able to employ not less than, talking about the crew, the actors and actresses, the external works around, like the community. When any community we go, definitely, if it is a village, somebody will buy cassava, somebody will buy banchikakro, somebody will buy anything around within the village. So it is the only industry that employs most. So if things don't go well or we don't take good care of within this industry, especially at this crisis hour, it is going to affect more people. And I'm always saying that the best way to make sure the one district, one factory comes into being is for the government to invest more in the movie industry.
Okay.
Because one district, one factory, maybe a particular district, they want to do a cassava or a starch factory. There will be farmers who will be bringing the cassava. Those are the factory, maybe there will be about 50 or more, 60. And it will take more time to establish that particular factory. But coming to our industry, when you look at the statistics within West Africa, Ghana is next to Nigeria, which during the previous, like years back before the COVID, we were able to do not less than 600 movies every year. 600.
When you say Ghana is next to Nigeria,
in terms of the movie production, yes, in the whole of West Africa, when you talk about the country, we are next to Nigeria when it comes to movie productions. And we were able to produce 600 movies every year and more. I mean, Nigerians were producing not less than 1,000 and more. And look at their population, definitely, that's how it's going to be. But Nigeria, Lagos alone is bigger than Ghana.
Yeah, exactly.
So if Ghana is able to produce 600 and Nigeria is producing times 2 of it, meaning we were doing well. But due to the COVID, this Russia, this thing, the economy, how I say BBI is exactly style, no. This thing have really affected us as at now. But if we should go back, if your question is back then, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, then I'll tell you that the Ghana movie industry started collapsing during the 90s, before now.
No, but it got to a time we were seeing the rise of it, because I remember when I was much younger, we were really watching Ghanaian movies a lot. And
much younger, it was within which year?
When I was very young, when I was little. Yeah, and then we got to a time, then we realized that the Nigerian movies too were showing a lot on our screens, and then we got back again on our feet, especially when it comes to the Ghanaian movies.
Like the Kumawood movies and other things.
Not just the Kumawood movies, the other one, the ones that they speak English. The Kumawoods were speaking more of the
tree and other things now.
So it was doing well, on both sides, not just the Kumawood. But now it looks like we don't really get to see much of it like we used to before. So if you say the 90s, you know better, so I agree. But then I can say that, it gets to a time, it's like there's a rise, then sometimes
it went down and other things.
But why is it that way? Because you told me that during the COVID time, then it's like now things are not like before. It
was like the movie, as I'm saying, the movie industry started thinking, but we were not, taking notice of it.
Okay.
You and I were not taking notice of it. If I should take you back in history, during the Corona era, when we had the Colonial Broadcasting Corporation in the 50s, in the 1920s, when film industry was established at the Gold Coast. It was the British who were taking in charge of everything. And their movies were something that was movies, I mean, they were using the BBC and their movie industry, including the information center, to, I always use this word, to brainstorm us or to wash away our beliefs and co. So everything was about the white, the white, the white. So we took our independence.
Okay.
So if you quite remember, our first movie that Ghana did was this, the boy, the boy in Kumasiano. Yes, that was the first. That was the first movie Ghana did. And when we did that movie, after the overthrow of Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah in 1967, I stand to be corrected, then the movie industry started sinking because it reaches a time that the movie platform that was being established, that was the Ghana movie industry, which was at Kanda, now TV3.
Yeah.
Now TV3.
Yeah.
When it was being sold, the industry started sinking to the way that those that were being trained or those that Ghana invested in them to handle the Ghana movie industry, they had nothing to do than to go away because the industry was not there for them to, I mean, work. So it was Mr. Koansa, our own Western region legend. Koansa then came out with the first private movie.
Okay.
That was the first private movie. Then this movie, Love Blood in African Ports, that was 1982. He brought that movie, and from there we had another movie. Yeah, that was the boy in Kumasiano. That after the Kwanzaa, but the boy in Kumasiano now one was a movie that was produced in support of the government. But that one, it was like 50-50 B. So this is how the whole thing was like. Then from there, it was like GBC was taking over. When you want to do movie, you have to, I mean, go to GBC, write proposals, do this, do this, do this. You will strike live before they can really help you. Fine, we had some of the industry players like our own HM.
Okay, yeah.
We have HM.
Yeah.
Who also came out with Lottery. We know he's also from our end.
Yeah.
That was in the 90s.
Yeah.
But believe me or not, in those times, HM also stopped doing movie. Though no, you thought Ghanaians were patronizing the movie. So you would say, how come the HM, Ghana Full Show movie now, EBJ? But because they were not getting the support that they needed,
Okay.
lots of people will tell you that, oh, those times, we see this now, they are top. Excuse me, Ghanaians, yes, you get the money, but the economy is always ups and downs. So if the nation or the government refuse to set up or put the structures together where I as a movie maker can go there and apply for a loan, because this is also an industry and it's a business. So if it reaches a time like my brother Bright can tell me he can go to any bank and say, I'm a movie producer, I need a loan. There's no bank in Ghana here that will give Bright a money to go and say, now movies with the Juma. Yeah, the sika more and say Juma no. We a movie that say yeah the and patronize here. This was where we were, but during the colonial era, we were having all those things, especially at Kanda. There were movie fund that the industry players goes there and apply for, and they will give you money to, do whatever you want to do.
Okay,
You
but
understand?
what happened to it? Right, what happened to those movie fans? Like like as you were saying, what happened to it? How come now you don't really get those supports, or what happened to it? Is it like now it collapsed at a point in time when probably they sold it to another, or probably it's just that they didn't really see much movies coming out? Because if I could remember those times, probably it was HM that was really reigning then.
Okay, I think as the chairman for the Ghana Actors Guild was saying, he said a lot, and trust me, he knows more.
Okay.
Because in terms of age,
I can see, because when he's mentioning the years, no, 1980s, and then
there are some of the things he say.
Yeah.
We read about
Okay.
it, but he experienced it.
Sure. Okay. So
what?
Mr. Prince, what happened? What happened that they stopped giving out those supports and all that?
As
Is it change of government?
change of government after Kwame Nkrumah, right? Then the industry was being sold, and if we quite remember, 70% of our industry was sold to this I don't want to mention the brand. In terms of the Kanda Distance Studio was the biggest movie house in the whole of West Africa. I went through NAFTI. NAFTI, it goes to a time in the 90s. Movie directors were coming to Ghana to get or acquire knowledge from our AE, and NAFTI was the only movie film and television institution in the whole of West Africa.
Okay.
Nigeria were not having, and as at now, Nigeria recognized our film institution as a more credible than their own. And in the 90s, it was like every year the Nigerian government were sponsoring 200 people to come to Ghana and learn movie, acquire knowledge in movie making, film and television. Then they take it back to Nigeria to to help the industry. Now, for me not to forget, let me help you with some. I dotted out some one or two. Listen, yes, the first one was in the 1997. When Ghana started collaborating with Nigeria. Before the 1997, early 90s, that's where they started taking initiative. That time, our movie Destin were being sold to this Malaysian TV broadcasting so. It was so 70%. So Nigeria got to know that. Nah, let's see how best we can also get into the industry. And there were nowhere because our ageg those time in the 80s, we were having something we call Mapa Agege Maba. It was the Ghanaian teachers who went to Nigeria to teach them how to even speak English, how to write. Math teachers, the good mathematicians, and the good English teachers, and the professional teachers who were doing well in education were moving from Ghana to Nigeria. So when they started watching our the Gold Coast movies and other things, they got to know that let's go to Ghana and then be trained. So they came in the early 1990s, 1990, 91, 92. So when they came, after the first three groups were being then they started collaborating with Ghana, and they started collaborating with Ghana in the 1997. Okay. And let me mention the first director, since my brother is a director, the first director who started, collaborating with Ghana, the name this director was called Ifenya Onyambo, and he's most of the time being called Big Slim.
Okay.
If you remember Big Slim.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Big Slim came into the industry. Then it was followed by Reverend Tony Mary B. White.
Okay, who was also a director.
From Nigeria.
Now let's talk about the directors. what's the role of the film directors in Ghana? Let me get to you about this, right?
Okay, fine. Before I answer that question, let me first brush a little bit of what the actor in the chairman said. As you said, filmmaking is the only profession or the only industry that employs every profession.
Okay.
In Ghana, we are making films, but we are not making films.
What do you mean when you say we are making films, but not?
If we talk about investing in movies, trust me, we don't have investors.
Okay.
Because with film, you employ a carpenter, you employ a painter, you employ a fashion designer who happens to be a costumier, you employ even a teacher. Even some stories will demand a surgeon, a professional surgeon. So the film industry is in such a way that everybody comes under that umbrella. So it gives the massive employment to the people, as you were saying. 2, film is expensive. Film is very, very, very expensive. Unless, of course, you are just starting. You are just a startup and you just want to do something. But if you want to film professionally, it's budget. So, as you are asking the role of a film director,
Yes.
a film.
I mean, actually, the Directors Guild in Ghana.
Yeah.
What are your rules?
I will not limit it to the guild.
Okay.
Film Directors Guild stands to represent the directors, but as a film director,
Okay.
your role is visually tell a story for the individual to do what? Get to know the information you are passing on. Because a script writer will write a document and give it to you. It's up to you to convert it visually for someone to do what? To watch and learn something from. That is what the role of a director is. Now, a director cannot stand up and make a movie without a producer.
Okay, but what actually qualifies someone to be a director?
What qualifies you to be a director? 1, you have to get a training.
Okay.
This is what most Ghanaians are lacking. That is why they underestimate the film industry. Oh, I coach a movie in some coach with my movie.
Okay, so that means most of the people in the industry, especially when it comes to shooting movies, are not really.
I will say something.
Having professional training on it.
I started filmmaking and I happened to get a chance to work with this man.
Okay.
And most of the people who came as an actors are directors, and I don't know how they manage to become directors. And the things they are shooting, trust me, if an investor gets close to that, he will not invest. So some of us, he will tell you, one day we were on set at Winneba, and I told him, I want to go to film school. So right after that set, I'll enroll. So I attended Dallywood.
Okay. Okay, so most of the time let's go to the cameras that they use on set. We know that to get a good movie you need a good camera. Yeah, maybe the gadgets that they use for the movies. We know that exactly. Do we have like enough gadgets when you have to shoot, or sometimes somebody just pick? Let me give this one to you because I know you have much idea about it, especially when it comes to the kind of cameras and gadgets to use for the movies. And then let's say short skills. I know there should be various type of gadgets to use for a particular, say let's say the stage or the I'm not really, you guys know better. Do you have enough gadgets? Do you think it's a reason why the industry, especially when people come out with movies, it doesn't really sell?
Okay, I'll start from the top. Growing up, I met this what we call Kumawood, and it was doing very well. So this is the thing about, let's compare Ghana to Nigeria. With Nigeria, the then president Obasanjo saw that Nigeria has been branded like fraud. When you mention Nigeria, what comes into your mind was fraud. So he made a deliberate attempt to sell Nigeria through entertainment. So with Nigeria, the government allocates a budget for entertainment, movie and music. So with them, that is why if you take notice of every year, they produce new actresses and new musicians. Like every year, new. So, but with Ghana here, we didn't have such. I think at first that was what our boss was saying, but it stopped at a point. And because with Nigeria, they made that deliberate attempt, they also saw that, okay, if this is what we want to do, we have to come out with a plan, with a structure, so that when the systems are changing, we also change alongside with that. So look at this. When the time that we had these DVDs and VCDs, these Nigerian people were doing the movies, putting it on the VCDs and the DVDs. So you see that one movie, they will add like 3 movies on a DVD. They will send the CD from Nigeria and come and sell them in Ghana and all African countries. So as at that time, that was the means of bringing their movies across to us. So that went on for a while, and the whole thing shifted to this multi-TV and the satellite dishes. And I always say that was the collapse, the start, like that was where we Ghanaians, we didn't take notice of. Because within that time, the Kumawood was also doing good with the movies. So people will go and buy the CDs and they will go and watch. But when the satellite decoders started coming, you don't need the VCD and the DVD again. So you just go and buy your satellite dish, and what they show to you is what you watch. And all your CDs that you have, you cannot use it on the satellite anymore. And at that point, that is when the Nigerians also switch to these online, you have the Iroko TV, whatever. Yeah. We Ghanaians, we didn't do that. Mm-hmm. So we were still there. So right now, when you work on the movie you are done, you see this because the person who is supposed to go and watch, only VCD only fee. He's just watching the multi-TV. And right now, these Nigerians also structured their system in a way that they were selling their movies to these TV stations and they will be showing them and their online platforms. So it went on and the Corona era came. So the Corona era came and we started thinking about these online TVs and stuff. But at that time, Nigeria are far gone. Okay. So back to the question of the cameras, because with them, the government has made a deliberate attempt to support them. They have the resources to get these quality cameras and gadgets to produce. Honestly, than Ghana. Honestly, the cost of one camera to shoot a movie is not a joke. So with them, they have. But over here, just as our brother was saying, if you're a director, you're a producer, one is a camera. So you are looking at your budget. You're also looking at how to beat budget here. So you get, if not, you know very well, pass here red camera to shoot this movie. But we see Canon. So what do? You also want to shoot. So you go for a lesser camera that will shoot. And also now it comes against us because these days with this Amazon Prime, Netflix, and these online platforms, they even have a specification with the camera you are supposed to shoot your movie with. So you see, these Nigerian people have the resources and they are going up there. And we cannot get these things. So we are still down here.
Okay, so when you say you wanted to say something?
So this comes the same that I was saying, the structures are not there. And since the structures are not there, there is an upgrade in the industry that we are finding difficult to catch up, as he said. Because I'm shooting a film. I know very well that this film, the budget would have been $10 million. How am I going to get that movie from? So you see that I shoot that story with just anything, or I leave the screenplay there.
Your phone, or there's some small camera.
Or I leave my screenplay there, or I take either 20 years to get investors or executive producers to come on board. And it's a taboo. What I've realized is a taboo in Ghana that if you shoot a film this year, and let's say in 3 years' time you've not shot a film, your career has ended, you are not producing anything. That's not how film works. So with what he's saying, in fact, that's why I said filmmaking is very expensive. With cameras, as he said, they will give you the type of camera you use before your movies get to Netflix.
Yes. Okay, so it looks like there's a lot of things that we need as support from the government, as you made mention already. What are some of the things that we lack? That probably we want the government to come in with it. Because
Yeah.
definitely, if we have to compare ourselves to Nigerians, just as he said, they are way ahead of us. That is because we lack so many things. So, what are the things that the Ghana movie industry lack?
Let me come back to where they just ended. Do you know that Ghana movie industry was the first, the whole world, we were the first to use VHS camera, the Piamonco camera. You came to meet it. Cassettes, akasi bi, yedi share a deck mu. Na you came to meet it. Yeah, that's the VHS. The whole world, we were the first to start using that particular camera to produce a movie. The whole world. It's on record. That was 1990. We started it. So when it comes to choosing a gadget to do a movie, Ghana was supposed to be way forward than even the Hollywood and the rest.
Yeah.
But as you are saying, the structures, what happened? That's if we were the first, everything Ghana is first, everything, even the first movie we did, that time other countries, even South Africa, even just started making movies, other countries, apart from Egypt, Ghana was doing well in this industry. What we are lacking, we are already having our own policies that is lying at Parliament, as I'm talking to you now.
How long has that been? Like, how
Hey.
long has it been there?
Very long.
When you say very long, like roughly, like 20 years?
Very,
More than
Very
that.
long,
More than
very
20
long.
years.
Yeah, very long.
More
It
than
was
50
during
years.
the NDC regime.
Yeah.
After the PNDC, then we came to the NDC regime. That particular policy have been there since. That needs to be passed. Today, I buy way back. Now I buy why baby kakra. Now on and call for, then they will be making use of that particular policy to get whatever they want. Now they are too. Then the next government will come. They also pick some certain aspects. They use it and then they put it somewhere. But you see, as I'm telling you, the same policy, the same now it's LI. We have passed to a stage of the LI. The same law that have been lied at Parliament. It was the same thing that Nigeria came to pick. It was like a photocopy. They came to take the book. They took it to Nigeria. When they went to sit on their phone board, wherever they will see Ghana, they just cancel it and put Ghana there. And they put Nigeria there. That is what they did. And they presented it to the Parliament. Within a year, it was passed. And now Nigeria is making it than us.
Yeah, but what are some of the things that you presented? Like
The policy is a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. But since the structures that we are talking, just like the financial aspect, Ghana is supposed to have the industry, just like we have the Agric Bank. Our industry is supposed to have our own bank, like the Creative Art Bank.
And it was part of the policy.
It's part of the policy.
Okay.
And studios, our theaters, that when you come to Takrady here, now they are saying they are coming to make amphitheater.
Is it CNC?
CNC now, as I'm talking to you as a journalist, Kweku Mante have come out to say that theater, we will not need it anymore. They are now coming to build amphitheater. And do you know what amphitheater is?
Okay,
Amphitheater is not a professional theater. Like the Sky one is what we can call amphitheater. The one that Sky is having behind their building. The one at Takrady Library, the back there is what we call amphitheater. Now we deserve amphitheater. We don't deserve a full theater or a professional theater. You see where we are going.
So before they decide to bring another one, let's go for a very quick break. We'll be right back. It's still the live show. Just one small positive thought in the morning can change your whole day. Life is a long lesson in humility, so keep smiling. From fashion, entertainment, health, sports, relationship, down to marriage, lifestyle, business, an infotainment show that brings you everything you ever wanted to catch. So meet me, Vybez, on the Vybez Show this and every Thursday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. on YouTube, Westline TV. Well, if you just joined us, this is the Vybez Show. My name is Vybez, where we've been talking about the current state of the Ghanaian movie industry and the introduction of TV series on large screens and then short skits. We've been talking about the challenges that they've been going through. Before the break, let's get back to our conversation. Okay, so before we went for the break, we're talking about the challenges that you've been facing in the movie industries and how the government is not really supporting or coming into your aid. But we still see that people are still making movies one way or the other. Individuals are making it. I'm sure they do make the movies from their own pocket, so they finance it from their own pocket. When they do that, do they get the profits from it? Like, because I'm thinking, if they are not getting profits, why are they still making the movies?
That one will depend on your marketing skills. Like, that's as we said earlier on. The movie industry is the only industry that employs everybody. So even when you are making a movie, you have to get a marketing team who market your product out there. So if you are doing it from your own pocket, your own funds, definitely you have to get a marketing team who also sell your product out there. So the question about if the person is making money or not, that one day we cannot go to individual producers and I say, well, yeah, no,
but I'm sure if you're doing a business that you're not really getting profits, definitely at a point you have to stop it.
Oh no, sometimes it's not always about the monetary aspect. You're also learning from it. So there are certain people and I say do or even though or worker, but there is the zeal, the passion to continue because you learn from your mistakes. Maybe due to one or two reasons, he didn't make that profit, so he wants to continue. So it's not always the case that I always say that when you see that you are running at a loss, you have to give up. Other than that, many people would have given up.
But don't. Okay.
Let me come in. Me like this, I'm a filmmaker, and through the process of me learning, serving, and now being my boss, I'll say it will be within 10 years.
Okay.
And as a filmmaker, it's not only producing of movies that has brought me this far.
But what else?
As a filmmaker, we are not limited to only producing movies. But since we are talking about film as in movies, that is why I'm adding up to what he's saying. Because we shoot documentaries, we shoot music videos, TV commercials. These are, and even events. So these are some of the things that adds up to what we get. So mostly these are the places we get money to finance or produce movies.
Okay.
And film is not something that you should finish shooting before you think about marketing. Before the script will be ready, or even the script being ready, your pre-production stage, you have to know the end result. How I'm going to market my film, what I'm going to sell them, and what I'll be getting in return if it goes like this. This is what an investor will look at when you pitch a story. or executive producer will look at when you pitch your story to them. I'm not trying to market myself, but as of now, I'm working on a series. But I'm on production. But I know where the series will be going, and I know whatever that will be the end result already. So even if as chairman said, I'm going to a bank to take a loan, I won't take it in the name of me producing a film, but I will take it in the name of me doing something for the company or production team, or getting some valuable equipment for my company. But aside that, I know I'm pushing it inside the content that I know the end results. So most people make this mistake. I've made some before, and I corrected it. So since this is a very big platform, I would also like to send this message out there. If you're a young filmmaker, or basically maybe you've been in the industry for quite a long time, but this is a mistake that we usually do. If you do premiering, know the places you do know how the tour will go, everything will go, and hire a professional crew. Because if you don't get a good cook to cook your food for you, you'll not get people to eat it. So the director, the producer, and the production manager, these three people, they should come on board, get the rest of the ingredients.
Okay, so I want to know, before a movie comes out, just as you mentioned, director, producer, and all that, there are people also involved that look for locations and all that.
Good.
In Ghana here, is it easy to get locations like for your movies and all that? Do you pay for locations, or most of it you get it for free?
There's nothing like free in film.
Okay.
Even if
even with the locations, the places.
That's what I'm saying. There's nothing like free. Even if you are taking someone's house and you know the person, you buy prepaid.
Okay.
You have limited time of filming. Maybe you like to film like from 6 a.m. to, let's say, 12 in the midnight. But the person will tell you, you are using my house. I sleep 9 p.m. So by 9, you should be off.
They will sack you guys.
Good. So it's either you accept that and your production days will prolong, or you raise funds and build a set. That is where I mentioned the carpenter, a painter, these people. You build a set, or you get an abandoned building, or rent a place, all in the name of the film. That will suit your story. So there's nothing like free. You will not get a free location. If the person is not even taking money for that person will, like, you have to pay something. At least you should apply, excuse me, your common sense. I'm using your room, you are not taking anything, but I have to pay something for causing you these inconveniences, and I have to buy your light because I'm using the light as well. And definitely my people will be around, as I'm saying, so you pay something. There's nothing like free in film.
Okay, so aside the payments, normally do you get it? Is it easy to assess this kind of things that you need for a movie? Let's example the location, as I spoke about. Even though you still have the money to pay for it, are people willingly?
It's not easy.
It's not easy
because
to get them.
you know, everything I see everything started from the scratch. They see it as joke.
Okay.
Oh, will be just waste my time. I'll be using no family than my one.
Why do you think they see it as a joke?
Because there's no structure.
So
But
that's what I'm saying.
They watch movies, and they see that, okay, something like some people have tried something is on their screen. So
I'm coming.
Why would they see it as
when you are bringing a popular face, they consider what you are doing serious.
Okay.
But if you are, most filmmakers in Ghana today, we are all indie filmmakers. If we talk about indie filmmakers, we produce movies with the money from our own pocket. We don't have budgets, as in you have investors coming on board, executive producers, companies, car companies even sometimes produce films.
I think if you need investors, you need to reach to them.
That's what I'm saying. You reach to them, but they see what you are doing as a joke.
Let me come in. Within this industry, as you are talking about why those who are doing it, if they are not getting it, why they are doing it. Yeah. I've been in this industry for about 20 years now.
Yes.
And these are all my children, including your boss and papa. And it have never been easy. Now, even where I have reached, when I see them, like brides, your boss, and I cry for them a lot. Because now, cry, can see that I take with my face, I go to some certain places, I get whatever I want.
Yes.
But with that one, I'm not finding it easy.
Imagine
And imagine them. And with that, I'm now not comfortable of doing movie again. Let me say this. Because of the stress in it.
Yes.
Because of the stress in it. Because, mommy, believe me or not, going to sets, let me say you have taken like 2 weeks. Even when the sets, the first day we shot, our Chase and Pay movie, he was part of it. The crew, he did a very powerful job for me. In fact, we had companies who were bringing provisions in a car. I mean, CEOs of various rice, tin, tomato, sardine. We finished a production and I was still distributing rice and sardines and others and oil for them. The actors and that, I was still giving it to them. But with that one, still, I didn't find it easy. And when that movie break a record of Western region, the movie had your boss and Pabin was part of those who were selling the tickets at the gates. I was that time, then another colleague, Solo, that particular year is when Solo came out with the Vow of Silence. And he premiered it, and people who went there were not even up to 30. So I was asking myself that, let's Solo, why Janga Town, we premiere new movie now, go, hey, no, made your bed then. I was asking myself, so I have to use my face, go to institutions, I come to you as a CEO, Massa, boss, but your movie all about out in your. So,
That is after you've even done everything.
Every production,
Okay.
movie all about out in your. Take it in about time I won't cough. And it's like the patapa style.
Yes.
If you don't buy it, I'm also not going to, when you call me and you need my assistance, I'll also not come. So I was able to sell enough. So I had 2 sections, the first section and the second section. I'll ask you about it, he will tell you. It was amazing. And it broke that record there. Hey, so Takradi, you to me, your movie, man, called Fabosha, local movie. It was done at Rebo. The first and the second, the place was full, massive. It was full. But with that one, the stress I went through. And from there, that is where some of the companies who came, the directors watched the movie. Movie be day or and Christmas, Mama Bushoa, Mama Crofai. And I got money out of that one too. It was because of them say the struggle of passed through to raise my image to this level. You understand? So when you look at those who are doing it now, that is, you can see that the Kumawu directors and other things are the people who are right now doing the premiering and other. It is through premiering that you get your money when it comes to Ghanaian movie.
Okay.
And tell me those who are doing it now. And when you go to Kumasi, now talk right, because we don't have those stars. Kumasi, you call your friend, he will come and support you and shoot it for you and go his way. Sikana ba waman kakra. But here in Takra, you call a star, the star will come and tell you that me jiwe answer baba. You understand? So it have now been limited as to how many people can do the movie, how many people can finance it to come out with the movie. Because The online thing that we have always been talking, oh, very, tell me, you and I, you are now doing online TV, tell me, that ask your boss, and behind the scenes that, or starting online, when you did that. But you see the case and other things now, you did bring when you saw here and then, I'm telling you, say, and yet easy, so we be if you online. Now, when you are going to a big person to produce, to become an executive producer, that big person is not waiting for you to do online and raise the case before you come and pay him more. He want Prank and Crane movie that he can get the money out of it. And the Prank and Crane movie is the premiering one. The premiering one, you have to spend more and put in more stress in it. So only few are able to do it now. As my brother says, as my brother said, now you go, when you are doing your Western Music Award, you go in for Atlantic. How much do you pay? So if it is movie, after the production, yours is an event which you don't spend on location. But after I've spent like 50,000 Ghana cedis.
We spend on location.
No, but you don't spend like we doing the filmmakers.
Okay.
Well, filmmakers, you have to spend
lots of locations.
Location, the crew, everything, the editing, transport, publicity. We spend more than you people spend. You understand? So after that,
You have to take another budget.
you have to premiere, you have to spend.
Okay. So should we say that it's because of this kind of problems? That's why
The
there's been a
financial
rise
program.
of short skits going on TV. Because these days people shoot, they just use probably their camera, their phone camera or something, shoot a short skit, and then they already stars.
Oh, it's not that there's a rise. I would say we are now discovering it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's
So
there.
how helpful has that been?
Oh, it has really helped a lot of people. A lot of people have benefited from our TikTok stars and whoever. Even, I would say, Kojo Sheldon. I'm mentioning his name, a YouTuber that we all know. He's making it online. And this Asantua TikTok lady too. You see, everything is about you solving a problem.
Okay, but
So with the
Asantua
short-
is not
No.
it doesn't do acting as short skits on social media. She's doing more of TikTok and all the.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about the actors that have now moved to short
okay.
skits like Dr. Likey.
Okay.
Okay,
If with that one, I will tell you that if you are an actor and you are there, and you are not getting a call from producer, you cannot just stay there. Maybe your budget tools is not enough to produce a film. So what you do is, maybe you have a story, but that story you think you can break it down into scenes and tell it sequentially. Or you get someone who has a story. Since you want your image to also rise, you get your crew. Then that one doesn't cost much because you need a camera. Sometimes even they do it handheld with no tripod. Then you get a microphone, or even sometimes when they start no microphone, they'll just use the camera like that. It's just a content you are sharing. So whether it's professional, whether you're lighting or whatever, people don't consider. It's just that they just want to be entertained. So since they get that video, they follow it, they are okay. So the more you give it to them, the more they consume it.
But it's making them stars, and it's not most of them are not even professional things that they do.
So-
Isn't it affecting?
Okay, so one thing that I would say is that with the, let's say how you put it, the rise of this short skit, when the pandemic broke out, people now sought to always in their house. Say even movie premiere, you cannot go out.
Yes.
So you are stick to either your television or your mobile phone. So this is it. On your television, they will be showing you movies, but you have your phone in your hand almost all the time.
Yeah.
So that is where these people saw it that okay, I can be in my room. So let me give you an example. This song, the remix version, which has Dope Nation and the rest. They shot the video during the pandemic.
Say cheese.
Yeah, during the pandemic.
Yeah, say cheese.
And
Yeah.
during the pandemic, everybody shot his or her own, and they brought the video and they put it together. So nobody went to say, "Naba, why you intro video?" So we saw that I can be in my room, create content, whatever that I want to do, and put it out there. So that is when people started it as just to keep themselves busy and entertain others. Right now, they go to a point and they realize that no, I didn't mean, you know, I can make money out of it. So this is where the actors came in. Because as at that time, just as I said earlier on, the Nigerians have adapted the new way now. They are selling their movies on the online store, the Iroko TV, the whatever TV. Ghana DVD, DVD, until we were struggling. So most of the actors were in the house. The producers were not calling them again. So if you see that, no, if I do this thing on YouTube, I'm getting money out of it. Any smart person will start doing that because already that person has the name. Ombre, no one yet to amass the numbers. So they also started. So Bibiana said you will not get it right. Definitely. So people started with their phone. My brother mentioned Kodeshade. Kodeshade said he started with a Samsung phone. Right now, the type of cameras and stuff that he's using is standard. So most of them started, and in whatever that you are doing, there are two groups of people. There are people who don't want to learn on what they are doing. So I pick up my phone, make kasa. People like it. I'm getting some coins out of it. I will not see the need to upgrade. But there's another person, my brother here, offer from the year he's thinking that okay, so let me get a better camera. So you see, there are others who are upgrading. Look at this guy, Nigerian guy, Sydney Talker. When he started, look at the quality of the videos that he was making. And look at it now. So there are others who, no matter what.
Brain George.
Yeah.
Another guy.
No matter what you do, the little that they have, that's what they want to stick to. They don't want to upgrade. So you will see that those people are gradually also failing. And there are others who are also upgrading.
Consistency.
Akabeneza started just handheld, then right now shooting.
Use gimbal. Professional stuff.
So they are upgrading. So it's not a bad thing. But in as much as that, no, you cannot take that short skate. Like, you cannot replace it with the movie.
Yes.
Because when we talk about movie is very big. Short skate means that's a movie.
But don't you think that probably that's the reason why people are now relaxed? They feel like they don't want to worry themselves.
No. So listen, look at Nigeria.
Shoot great movies.
Nigerians
are doing.
Okay, I'm coming. But Nigerians are doing more short skits than we are doing.
But they are producing
movies.
But they take it serious. Let's say if you're watching something that is coming from Nigeria, because normally when you go on Netflix and all that, you see more of Nigerian movies.
Yeah. I'm coming on this particular DSTV thing you are seeing now. Where is it coming from?
Where is it coming from?
Coming from South Africa, and then Nigeria too is doing more.
No, but
of this. I'm coming. This particular short skit we are all talking about that. That is not what we have already discussed. Something like that is not what is preventing us from doing. The short skit, as you said, budget for short skits. I mean, you have some small money, you can do short skits, and the budget for a movie is very huge. That if you are not getting that money, how can you say, oh, you need to about, do you know why? Say, I mean, you know more. Now, sikeni neba, daddy, I will drink yogurt. Which one? This one or this one? The son or the daughter thinks, daddy, dumb you. I will from one, you will say 51. And I say, I don't know. Now, watching, no, the no. It's there, Papa. You strategically know. Papa, in the on the way with any mass. It's what would the father do? It's use patapa way. Hey, when it's gone, because we don't have the money. Not that Ghanaians movie makers are not creative. We are very creative. As we said, we train Nigerians to become what they are today. So when it comes to creativity and our people who train Nigerians like the Kwanzaa and the Reverend other people we are talking about, they are even still existing. They are there. And we have people, Ghanaians, when they travel to Hollywood and all that, I'm telling you, they go there and they do fantastic jobs.
Okay, but what about the TV stations? Do they support, especially when
There's also another
the
program.
way you're going like, hey,
Yes.
that means there's a whole
You
lot
see,
of things there.
when
these days too, we see lots of foreign TV series being shown on
do you know
instead
something?
of our own.
My new TV series, a station took it. The Twin City Mafia station took it. And when you watch my trailer, yeah, you have to watch it. When you watch my trailer, I use the Air Force, the Navy, the battalions, the police. We used helicopter. We used speedboats, a ship, and all that thing. Do you know how much it cost me? The trailer, yes, you can just imagine.
I can't imagine, but
Yes.
I can't imagine.
And a TV station, an owner of a TV station, decided, oh, Charles, I just wait me TV station. I feel now Benty me pen. I'm the idea. Juma. Then I work for a TV station. My boss was telling me that, oh, he wants at least we should save some. We want to save some airtime for me, and so I should hold on. It was getting to a year. Now, Kreba that dam is saying, okay, because my boka.
Yeah.
I mean, the pancake was good. Maybe I cried. I told my wife, Charlie, cough away, cry. Say, they said, "They are better no more." They say, "Niaje, my pay." The casa your status so high pay. We gave ourselves some certain time. The money was not coming. But the same TV station have gone for the telenovela, paid with dollars, and now they are showing those things.
So they didn't take yours at all?
They took it, and because the money was not coming, I just withdraw the series from the TV station. Yeah. And now I've putting it down for a purpose.
Yes.
So it's there because I spend a lot on it. So you should relax for my own best time.
Content.
Yes, it's a
don't
content.
Want to be worrying
So
over the small
the TV stations you are talking about now, they will use dollars to go and buy this Mexicans, Philippines, and other Indian and other. But when it comes to Ghanaian one, they are not ready to finance the production houses to do this Ghanaian content that they for. When the first Ghanaian content that came on TV, that I started talking to myself. Now I'm watching Ghana. It's this Messi Diaz production. Mesa Siedu. Right, it's Messi Diaz production.
Okay.
Yeah. I said yes today. Now I'm watching Ghana. It was the first day. And when I met him one-on-one, saying no kunu no your henekase. Now, I mean cash in the the location they are using is within her husband's territory and other things. But to us, if you spend all this money and you take it to a TV station and they are not ready to pay you, Master, there's no way, madam, there's no way we can continue.
Okay, right. Let me ask this final question. Do you think there is hope for Ghana movie industry?
Oh,
do you think there is hope?
There is hope.
Because it looks like, listening to you, it's...
Oh, if you say is there any hope, I will tell you, the industry is running.
No.
The industry is running. And because this industry has people like us, there is no way it will collapse.
Okay.
Because it's a process. And we will get there.
Especially
because
the proposals that you've sent to, you feel like it will be signed, even as at now, since you've
That's what I'm saying. We will get there.
Government goes, government comes. Yes. So we will get there.
Okay.
It wasn't easy for even the Hollywood we are seeing today. And what I can say is, a time will come that our people will understand what film really means. Because after Wasi, now Papa said, will you fees my film school? them time, then it means they understand what film means.
But, you know,
Yes.
those times, if your child is saying, I want to be a footballer, you might
Yes.
slap. But now, I'm sure if, like, you want to invest in your child just to be a footballer.
A colleague was talking to me the last time that he was listening to an advert, and the friend says, Daddy, my WASU result is out. And he said, what did you get? Oh, this I said, then this one I can't go to university. Then I'm taking you to this film school. But it's, come on, how can you do an advert like that? No, you are dimming the image of the industry.
Exactly.
And trust me, sir, if you're not a learned, intelligent person, you cannot make films.
Yeah, it's true. Even the script alone to write.
So even in America, lawyers, filmmakers, and teachers, I see they value these professions, and in addition, doctors. But they all fear the filmmakers because they can convey a message through film.
That is
it will shock you.
Yes.
So and even the COVID this thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hollywood predicted it.
Yeah, normally they
years
what will
before
happen.
it even came.
Yes, it's true.
So there is nothing like there is no hope.
Okay.
We are building it.
Okay.
And we will get there. That is why some of us, we are filming till we die.
Okay.
Me like this, filmmaking is my life.
Thank you.
And I will film till I
you
die.
die. Okay.
Nothing will cease.
Give me your final word. Tell me something.
Oh, what I will say is, if you are a young filmmaker out there, don't lose hope.
Okay.
Never lose hope. It's tough, as we are saying, but it will get to a point in time that whatever we are suffering for will pay. Since there are directors in Ghana that have their content on Netflix and other large platforms, a day will come that ours too will be there. So never give up. You came into the industry with a purpose, and you have to achieve it. So this is all what I will tell every filmmaker across the world, and Africa and Ghana, to be precise. So Charlie, keep going hard.
Okay, Kofi, I know there's something on your heart. Tell them.
I just want to say that we shouldn't rubbish. I don't know if it's the right word to use. Those who are into skit making.
Okay.
Actually, through skit making, Dr. Laki was known to be that gangster guy.
Yeah.
We've seen another side of him. We've seen another great, amazing talent of so many people that, okay, I can move in Nkwa. I'm not saying that we will not have seen them, but it will be hard for us to see them. So it's also paving another bypass. I said, when I'm going to a main road, not traffic can see also. Then there's another bypass, and we should look at it from that direction. Right now, Dr. Laki started with skits, small one. So now he started making it 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Yes.
I think right now he's producing a whole movie, an apocalyptic type. So it might, for all you know, that might even be the savior.
Yeah.
But as I said earlier on, if you are also into that, we should always keep learning.
Yes.
There is one thing, you can't be comfortable at where you are. Whatever that you are doing, you have to learn and improve on it. So if it's the skate making that you are doing, Charlie, we all know say the funds no day, the support no day. But so far as you've made up your mind that that is what you want to do, Charlie, there should be an improvement.
Okay, now let me get to Mr. Prince Charles Edry.
What I would tell people is that, when we look back from where we started, some of us started as filmmakers. I never went to Ghana Journalists Institution. I went through NAFT. But today I'm logging horns with those who went through journalism.
Yeah.
It is because where I went through and I'm doing TV, I'm able to do it better. Let me say, than some of my colleagues, because they don't know anything about TV or camera works. We all go to the field. Maybe you were a pure journalist. You went to learn how to write a report. I went through the camera school. We go to a particular location. I know how to take my angles, and because I learned pure script writing, I know how to create some certain stories. Maybe you be able to create 2 stories around, but we create about 10 stories around because of I am a filmmaker. And today it have helped me. I remember when I bought last year, I bought, you see, the Civic car. I bought a car for my wife out of this job. I said, hey, it is a member from one, can we do this? I can. So I will encourage the younger ones, say, this industry, it is the best industry we can ever get. Just that, to say no kind traffic be we be na chalky be kakra. But we don't, as we continue to push the crusade, and I only appeal to the industry players that it is hard time we become one. What is unity is strength. If we are one, we can conquer every obstacles around us. So let us be one to fight for the goal. If not, we will still talk about it. Government will go, government will come. We will still be one. But if we are one, we'll be able to conquer. And let's be proud, as I'm using myself as an example, let's be proud of whatever we are doing, and we shall achieve our goal.
Thank you very much. So just as we heard, he said, let's be proud of what we do. Let us be united. And also, they said that we shouldn't give up on the industry because there is hope for the future. There is hope for Ghana movie industry. Thank you very much for coming through the Vibe Show. I really appreciate it. And I've learned a lot of things too from you. Well, so before I go, let me just say thank you so much to Essa, Amy's Shop Afrique, for my beautiful dress. My makeup was done by Lodi's Closet and my hair was done by X and Y Artistry. You can locate Essa, that is Amy's Shop Afrique, at Tadisco in Takrade. If you want to call them for any assistance, they are into any form of fashion, that is men, women, children, anything for any occasion, any dress that you need, just contact them on 0244 692 816. 0244 692 816. Also, Lodi's Closet and Makeup Artistry actually did my makeup for me. I know you can see I'm looking very beautiful. Thank you very much, Lodi's. You can contact Lodi's also on 0556 313343. 0556 313343. Lodi's is at Kojo Chrome, also in Takrade. And X and Y Artistry did my hair for me. Thank you very much. They are at Kwesimington Hospital Road, and if you need the assistance, you can also call them on 057 812 8100, 057 812 8100, and also 055 509 9033, 055 509 9033. Thank you very much, and thank you very much for being part of the show and staying till now. My name is Bake, and this is the Vibe Show. We'll meet again next week. Bye bye.